Manx Murders, adapted from his book by Keith Wilkinson. Read by Mark Clift. The murder of Ellen Jane Loughlin.
In 1910, John Pearson was 54 years old. He left his home in Yorkshire in April 1908 to take up the tenancy of the Crown Hotel in Parliament Street, Ramsey. He was known to have a violent temper and to drink quite heavily, and local police were called several times to the premises. He had a game licence and occasionally did some shooting. Ellen Jane Loughlin was 18 years old and moved to Ramsey with her mother and brothers following her father's death 10 years earlier. She had worked at the Crown as a domestic servant for 18 months and was described as quiet and well-mannered. She told her family that the work was quite hard and she had intended to leave the hotel soon to look for other employment. It was later to be revealed that Pearson had accused her of giving birth to a child whose body had been found in Ramsey Harbour. There certainly seemed, for whatever reason, to be some bad feeling between the two, although Pearson's wife denied this. On Sunday the 14th of August 1910, at 11 a.m, Pearson's wife left for church with a friend. She would later recall that there was nothing unusual in her husband's manner. Shortly after this, Pearson went to a nearby barber shop, but found it was full and returned to the Crown at around 11:30 a.m. When he arrived back, the only other people there were Ellen Loughlin and Ethel Walker, another servant. A few minutes later, Ethel Walker heard 2 gunshots in quick succession. She looked out from the back kitchen window and saw Miss Loughlin lying on the ground, and a few seconds later heard Pearson going upstairs. As she ran into the street, shouting for help, she heard a 3rd shot. Inspector Quilliam rushed to the hotel, where they found Miss Loughlin dead in the backyard. She had been shot in the back of the neck with a double-barrelled shotgun. Following a trail of blood upstairs, he found Pearson with horrific injuries to the side of his face. In fact, half had been blown away by gunshot. He was taken to hospital, but died at 2 p.m. that same day. The inquest into Pearson's death took place at Ramsey Cottage Hospital at 4 p.m. on the day following the incident. Several witnesses gave evidence concerning Pearson's background and behaviour. Mrs. Pearson's friend, Mary Ellen Brain, described how Miss Loughlin would often argue with Pearson. Ethel Walker confirmed this. Dr. Cowan described the horrific injuries to Pearson's face compatible with a shotgun blast. He felt the end of the barrel must have been placed under his chin, with the gun vertical and the shot travelling upwards. He described how Pearson became violent during his transfer to the hospital. Several police officers had to restrain him. At the hospital, he had been anaesthetised and the wound was attended to, but Pearson died from blood loss. When the doctor asked him why he had shot the girl, Pearson replied, "Shot who? Have I killed her?" When told the maid was dead, he appeared to be very upset. The doctor added that, in his opinion, Pearson was not under the influence of alcohol. The coroner told the jury that he felt they would have no doubt that the man committed suicide. He then discussed the question of the man's state of mind. The jury gave a unanimous verdict of suicide while of unsound mind. The second inquest followed into the death of Ellen Loughlin. Dr. Cowan again gave evidence. He said the gunshot wound had severed the spinal column and would have caused instantaneous death. There was also a gunshot wound to the right upper arm. At the inquest, Rose Kelly, Ellen Loughlin's sister, said Pearson had begged Ellen to return to work on the Wednesday before her death, after she had said she wanted to leave. Rose Kelly said Pearson had promised Ellen he would stop drinking if she came back, although Rose said she did not know why he had said this and was not aware of any ill feeling between Pearson and Ellen. The jury found that Miss Loughlin had died from gunshot wounds inflicted by John Pearson. The coroner said he felt Inspector Quilliam had been very courageous to have tackled an armed man. John Pearson's funeral took place the following day, and Ellen Loughlin was buried the day after.